Aspergers Syndrome is a developmental disorder related to autism and characterized by a higher than average intellectual ability coupled with impaired social skills and restrictive, repetitive patterns of interest in activities. The young man I'd like to talk about regarding this is now 19 years old. His mom first noticed something was different about him at age 2 and received an official diagnosis at 2.5. As with many parents, these parents were sad, worried, overwhelmed, and confused. Their concerns were normal and common. Will he be okay? Will he be able to attend school and function? Will he outgrow it? Will he be able to function on his own as an adult? What should we do? How do we find the answers? In answer to that question, the helpful people that stand out to this particular mom, she said there was a speech therapist that was kind and supportive and very well connected. Also, he had a nutritionist who specialized with special needs kids and was also very well connected. His special ed teachers from preschool through high school were also very helpful. And of course, like most other parents, you'll see, it was the other parents in similar situations that were the most supportive. What was the most bothersome to this mom was that she felt like she was always trying to fix her son instead of loving and accepting him. She says that the most overwhelming feeling is that it was her job to help give him the skills while balancing her unconditional love for him. She battled with the day-to-day challenges of raising a differently abled child. Here's fears, anxieties, challenges with going to bed, getting out the door, attending functions, going to school. She was concerned, as were the other moms, about his lack of typical experiences like friends, sleepovers, soccer, playing, and best friends. Being her only child, she feels like that might have complicated some of those issues, and she found it difficult to balance her fears of doing too much versus not doing enough. She found that acceptance became the way to help her manage her overwhelm of worry and fears, learning to live in this present moment, not wishing for a different past or future. She focused on seeing his gifts and appreciating them and allowing his process to unfold in his way. It was always a work in progress. And as with some of the other moms, this mother said the whole routine was difficult in her relationship with her husband. At first, it seemed like they were on the same page. Even though she was doing all the research and asking the questions, he, of course, seemed to support her efforts. However, as their son grew, his dad became less and less patient of his quirks, causing her to be more and more protective of her son's gentle but challenging nature. And because her son didn't travel well or adapt well to outings, family gatherings, or other events, they really didn't have an opportunity to experience the many happy memories about those types of things that other families experience. It made their world very small and became focused on worry about their son and tight finances and little connection. That finally took its toll, and they are now going through a divorce. She does indeed still grieve for lost expectations, but feels like there's more acceptance and less wishing and hoping, and he's now an adult, but he still struggles. He's not working at the moment, he's not going to school, and so he's still dependent on them. And she's currently trying to pull back and letting him find his way, which is what he wants, but it's difficult for her to trust the process. But that's exactly what this mom is trying to do. One trap she encourages parents to try to avoid is the tendency to not take care of yourself first. Getting enough rest and time away and respite care is very important and rejuvenating. So don't get caught up thinking that your kid is broken and it's your job to fix him. It's a fine balancing act between supporting, guiding, teaching, and loving with acceptance. She encourages you to do whatever it takes to learn patience early, adding that self-care really helps with that. Eat well, sleep well, make your marriage a priority. Accept help and mentor others too. Know that every rough patch will pass and it's just a season. Don't be afraid of labels, she says, and remember that the support services at school can help everyone immensely. Get outside service waivers from the state if you can, and don't try to go it alone. Educate yourself and make the school staff your friend and teammates on this journey. She feels like she did the best she could. She ate well, she slept well, she made exercise at least a priority while nurturing her spiritual life. She spent time with uplifting and supportive friends. When she felt burnout, she admitted it and she retreated. She continues to seek out integrative medicine support from talented professionals for herself and her son. Her advice to you, parent to parent, is to remember that all of our children are gifts and are here really to teach us. Love them and let them know they're loved. Recognize that it's hard enough on them. She'd encourage you to get help and not wait. Many have walked your path, and although no one has walked your specific path, speaking to parents who have navigated these waters with hope and love is always encouraging. Don't beat yourself up. You did not cause this. You cannot control this. It's not your fault. Do the best you can one day at a time. See the unique gifts your child brings to the world and trust the process as best as you are able. Take care of yourself because when you're tired and burn out, you're less likely to be kind. Apologize if you're unkind because you're only human. And we teach our kids how no one is perfect and we all make mistakes. She and her husband did not tell their son that he had Asperger's until he was about 10 because they didn't want him to feel labeled. And now in hindsight, she says she now knows that he always knew he was different, which was unsettling to him, and she believes that once they did talk about it, he felt better. She recommends listservs like Yahoo groups, Google groups, parent groups that offer support and resources 24/7. She admitted that sometimes it can be scary, but that parent warriors, as she calls them in these groups, are the most generous, wise, and caring resources available. So use them as much as you can.